Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 1st, and it's my birthday. Unfortunately, that also means school starts back up. I feel like I've done this bit before. The talk of the school today is the new feature on the fan site, a poll to determine who our next target should be. I'm starting to regret not changing Michiko's heart. Thankfully, the rest of the crew seems intrigued by the rankings, and after our meeting at the not-so-hidden hideout, I head to Akihabara. See, at this point, it is tradition in Persona Everyday to win the Jack Frost doll from the claw machine, and now that I have access, money is no object. Thankfully, I get him first try.
Nice going!
Thank God Mona lent me money for the bus. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 2nd. Let's get going. I am flat broke. Thankfully, the game is now opened back up, and I'm allowed to enter mementos to grind out some dough, as well as take care of a few targets. Our first order of business finds us taking down Oyamada, the guy that's been harassing the goth mommy in my life. This might have been the easiest fight in the game, honestly, and after defeating him, he drops a truth nuke. Takemi's patient isn't actually dead. That was just a lie he was telling to maintain the hospital's reputation? It makes no sense. After Oyamada comes Tsuboi, the animal abuser, and I straight abuse him with all-out attacks. Also, did you know you could fall through the floor in mementos? I sure didn't. I reach the bottom and clear another challenge battle, padding my wallet in the process. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 3rd. Let's get going. In the world of plot-relevant news, Makoto and Futaba have teamed up to steal some information from the prosecutorial sister's computer. So after school, we meet in the gremlin's room to view the spoils. Unfortunately, Futaba says that her computer is going to need some time to decrypt the information Makoto stole. So we all break off. I enter LeBlanc to discover that my boyfriend's visiting. So rather than sit and enjoy some coffee, we both head across the street to the bathhouse. Hubba hubba. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 4th. Let's get going. Today's my first free day since our trip to Mementos, so after stopping by Untouchable to literally double my money, I pay a visit to the Yongen Clinic, where Takemi, fittingly enough, is going through a depressive phase. Before I can let her know that I've taken care of Oyamada, some patients of hers come in and tell her that it's all over the news. I follow up with the 1-2 punch of telling her that Miwa-chan is still alive, and like a flip switch, she gets back to work. Speaking of work, it's Sunday, so I spend some time with my son bro Yoshida. He's giving a speech about the Phantom Thieves, and why he respects and supports them in their endeavors to fight injustice in the system. It's actually really empowering knowing that we have some political backing. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 5th. Let's get going. On one of my final free days before our school trip to Hawaii, I decide I should try to hang out with my adopted sister, but apparently I'm not nice enough, so I head to my flower shop job to improve my kindness. This has the added benefit of getting me the name of the thug who's been assaulting people in Shibuya, so when we get back from vacation, we can head to Mementos. After work, I head to LeBlanc, where Sojiro sits me down and teaches me how to make curry. Unfortunately, we're interrupted by that weird guy from last time, who's trying to extort Sojiro for some cash. We trick him into thinking Sojiro's on the phone with social services, which scares him off. Weird. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 6th. Let's get going. Tomorrow begins our school trip to Hawaii, so like any other day where I want to get things done, no one's available. I figure I should kill some time at the arcade, but the shooting game is occupied. Apparently, there's some crazy famous cheater online right now that can't be hit. I grab his name for future memento shenanigans, and head to the beach to do some What are the twins doing here? Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 7th. Let's get going. Today's the day. It's time for our trip to Hawaii. Sojiro makes me promise not to act up overseas, and Mona has some kind of issue, and doesn't even say goodbye. Due to the time zone differences, we're leaving tonight and arriving this morning. But rather than do some weird time change stuff, the game just tracks Japan time. Thank you, Atlas. At the airport, we take a selfie to commemorate the trip, and I learn that Futaba has hacked my phone to see and hear everything that I do. I hope she can't see my secret folder of Akechi feet pics. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 8th. Let's get going.
Gosh. May I have some iced coffee?
Coming right up.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've begun our initial descent into Hawaii.
So, how long will you be staying?
Yeah, I'm so excited! I have no idea though!
We're finally in Hawaii. While figuring out room assignments, I end up stuck with Shishio, and hear arguably the worst rendition of Ann's last name.
Takamaki-san.
We spend basically our whole day at the beach, on our phones of course, and I end the night by having my ear talked off about the fan site.
Takamaki-san.
Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 9th. Let's get going. We start the day by making some plans, and me whining about Jimmy and how he won't shut the fuck up about the fan.
What are you doing here?
After exploring the island with the gang all here, we come across a cute third year with floofy hair, who makes fun of Ryuji and leaves when the other girls show up. Kinda weird.
What am I doing?
At night, we have a slumber party, courtesy of Ryuji and Ann's roommates being in a relationship. While Shimeji shits himself in the bathroom, Ann and Ryuji awkwardly flirt while I lay in bed. Couch? Thinking about my boyfriend.
You know, wasn't he drinking the tap water earlier?
Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 10th. Let's get going. It's the last day of the Hawaii trip, and Ryuji proclaims that we shouldn't waste this opportunity to pick up some chicks. He tells me to meet him and Mahomushi at the beach for a sequel to Operation Babe Hunt, titled Operation American Girl.
Take me to your Xbox to play Fortnite today. Hit me, take a musty wire, but not loot like I really love you. Chug with you. We can be pro Fortnite gamers.
After obviously failing to attract a mate, the wild, vulgar Ryuji sulks back to his den. But before we can head back to the hotel, we notice Yusuke holding a plate of spaghetti? Oh, I guess it's shrimp. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 11th. Let's get going. We're leaving Hawaii today, but before we go, the gang stops at the gift shop to pick up some souvenirs for Futaba and Morgana. After deciding to buy something we wouldn't buy for ourselves, I get designated Morgana's Secret Santa and poke around the shop.
Hello? Senpai!
Aloha.
That's a much more appropriate greeting.
I guess when I said the gang was all here, I really meant it. Yoshi's always here at a training camp, and takes the time to introduce herself to the crew. This scene makes her feel oddly like Marie in a way. After picking up a souvenir and saying goodbye to Kasumi, I think it's time to head home. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 12th. Let's get going. I'm home.
He's been Hawaiianized.
I spent today catching up on what I've missed. Mostly the meteoric rise of the Phantom Thieves, but also the fact that Dr. Maruki stopped by the cafe and had a chat with Futaba. She also tells me she's finished the analysis of the data Makoto snagged from her sister, but since I'm so tired from the jet lag, we decided to go over it tomorrow. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 13th. Let's get going. We arrive at school to a massive surprise. Yesterday, Principal Kobayakawa died. Rumors immediately start to spread, some people even insinuating it was the Phantom Thieves. And after school, we all meet up to figure out what to do next. Futaba says that people online seem to be okay with his death, saying he deserved it for covering up Kamoshida's crimes. She also points out that, after doing some digging, she's discovered that all of the mental shutdowns have one connected beneficiary, Kunikazu Okumura, the head of Okumura Foods, and also the owner of the Big Bang Burger. He even has a palace, but some of the gang say we should wait it out and let temperatures cool off before we have another target, especially one so major. This pisses Morgana off, and he says if we won't unanimously decide, he's gonna do it himself. Honestly, this fight comes out of nowhere. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 14th. Let's get going. Futaba tells me Morgana didn't come home last night, and rather than make her worry, the group chat tells her that it's his own fault. I mean, they're right, but at least give the impression you're concerned. After a boring day at school with no cat companion to chat with, I head back home to a worried household. After hearing about the Okumura Foods headquarters being vandalized on the news, Futaba wonders if Mona kept his word and went in alone. God, I hope not. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 15th. Let's get going. Now that the gang is genuinely worried about Morgana, we head to Okumura Foods to check out his palace, hopefully finding my pet cat in the process. We arrive in Okumura's palace, also known as
Space!
And after discovering that it's some twisted version of a factory, we come to a biometric lock, apparently tuned to Okumura himself. With none of us being his illegitimate child, we're kinda stuck here until...
Oh, Vigilante!
Apparently, Mona has found a new team to partner up with in the metaverse, and after this supposed beauty thief verbally harasses us, we discover how incompetent they are as a team, and book it out of the palace. At least Mona's okay. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 16th. Let's get going. Our task today is to try and figure out who that beauty thief really is. Makoto suggests digging through the yearbooks, as she believes it's someone at Shujin. So after class, the gang meets in the student council room. While perusing what feels like the entirety of Tokyo, An finds our beauty thief, discovering that the reason she was able to bypass that biometric lock is that she's Haru Okumura, the daughter of the palace owner. On my way home, I run into the floofy third year herself, trying to move some heavy fertilizer. After helping her move it, Makoto appears to reveal that we figured her out. Haru tells us that she became a phantom thief to help change her father's heart, and she declines our help, saying she can do this on her own with Mona. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 17th. Let's get going. Today, we plan to stake out mementos in hopes that Haru and Morgana are in there clearing out some of my requests. Seriously, I need to catch up on those. So after class, we head in and wait in the entrance. After what feels like hours, we spot the Goobers heading out after a long day of grinding the Reaper, and we do our best to convince Mona that he's a necessary part of the team. Unfortunately, Ryuji can't put aside the argument, and after chasing the Mona car around mementos, we get duped. After deciding to give up and call it a day, we hear a commotion in the alleyway by the gym, and arrive just in time to watch this douche absolutely punt Morgana into the wall. Apparently, he's Haru's fiancé, and after seeing his stellar cat-kicking form, I think I want him to be mine. We drag everyone back to LeBlanc, where we reconcile and basically negate the last week of doing nothing. Hooray! Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 18th. Let's get going. I wake up to find Haru and Futaba eating breakfast, and Sojiro congratulates me for bringing over yet another girl. He also thanks Haru for finding Morgana, and she says she'd love to stay more, but she has to go home to check on her father. While waiting for her to update us on Okumura, the group chat decides that it's ultimately up to Haru if we go through with the palace, as if that was even a question at this point. Suddenly, Marianne von Edmund appears at LeBlanc with terrible news. Her father signed her hand away, and now we have until October 10th to cause a change of heart in him to prevent her from getting married to the cat kicker. With our deadline finally set, I make some welcome home curry for Mona to end the night. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 19th. Let's get going. I finally have freedom. I decide to use my newfound free will to head to the Velvet Room and discover a brand new fusion method, Network Fusion. After using it to fuse a super busted Daisojo with a unique skill, I meet up with the goth mommy at Inukashira Park. She's handing off her research to another doctor, one with the funding and resources to finish the medicine for her patient. And after handing it off, she jokes that she might retire after this. She asks me why I keep coming to help her, and I do my best to hide the fact that she's attractive. I'm sorry. After crushing some hearts, I head to the Central Street Square to watch one final speech from Yoshida. He thanks me for everything I've done to help him, and lets me know that he's figured out that I'm a phantom thief.
Does anyone out there have something they aspire to do? I met a certain young man. Through a method that differs from mine, he was trying to reform the world. As you know, that is a very large mountain to cross. Unfortunately, I am unable to travel the same path as him. However, I will not say goodbye, because we will surely meet at the peak. He is desperately doing what he aspires to do. So I encourage you all, please find what it is that you aspire to do. And I will support you, because that is what I aspire to do.
Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 20th. Let's get going. After class, I realize I have a text from Dr. Maruki, meaning he's finally opened back up for business. So after a quick jaunt to his office, we both make our way to LeBlanc for some coffee. Maruki thanks me for all the help I've given him on his research, but he comes to me today with a problem. At the moment, his research can only impact those around him, and it's stressing him out that he can't help everyone. Sadly, I understand what he's going through, and reassure him that sometimes you can't help everyone, even if you had access to the collective unconscious. Oh. Huh. I guess I accidentally helped him again. Hope that doesn't lead to anything disastrous. Maruki leaves, head in the clouds, and I help Sejiro clean up the store. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 21st. Let's get going. Since I'm apparently not kind enough to hang out with my sister, I decide it's time to head into the palace and get started on what I'm sure is going to be a difficult, confusing endeavor. After snagging the guy that reflects physical, we make it to the biometric lock, where we're confronted by Shadow Okumura, and a cognitive version of Haru's fiancé. Okumura congratulates Haru for handing him the Phantom Thieves on a silver platter, but after learning that Haru's here to change his heart, he sicks Sugimura on us, granting him carte blanche to take her in any way he wants.
I am thou art I. Let us adorn your departure into freedom with a beautiful trail.
After wiping the floor with him, we make our way through the barracks of the space station, stealing a keycard from the Director Chief with a new showtime, before calling it a day.
Come on!
Come, we must bring grace to this battle.
The sharper the thorn!
Beauty is deadly. The pinnacle of beauty.
Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 22nd. Let's get going. It's a holiday, and since Hifumi-san texted me last night asking me to go with her to buy an air conditioner, I find myself in Akihabara with the showgirl. She seems to have had a change of heart though, as she can't decide whether to get an air conditioner or just this plain old fan. And after running into Yusuke of all people, they chat about bladeless fans. Ever the eccentric, aren't we? Wait, what's Chihaya doing here? On the way home, I run into Emphysema, and he offers to pay for my meal if he can chat with me. Never the one to turn down free food, we end up at the diner in Shibuya, where he tells me he started writing a documentary about the Phantom Thieves. At least he's using his energy for something productive. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 23rd. Let's get going. After slacking off in class, I decide I should hang with Yusuke today, as he's going to be an essential party member for these last few palaces. He takes me to his old abode, Madarame's shack, and after I pick the lock, we wander inside to give Yusuke a chance to see if he can find that spark again. While looking around his old, empty room, we get a surprise visitor, that art critic from the exhibit. He says he's been looking at Yusuke's past work, and wants to become his patron, as he's actually the director of the Japanese Art Support Foundation. He leaves, and Yusuke thanks me for coming with him today. After breaking it off with him, I head home to hang out with my teacher maid. Kawakami apologizes to me, saying she lied about why she needs money. Is she finally opening up to me? Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 24th. Let's get going. I snag a seat on the train, reminding me that reading is a viable way of raising my social stats. So I stop off at the school library after class and grab speed reading for later. I walk out of the library only to be stopped by Makoto, who asks if we can go ride some roller coasters. Sure, dude. After our day of fun, I head to work at Untouchable. EY tells me that my job for today is to snoop around and find out some information from the local homeless guy. I ask him for some rumors, like some random Oblivion NPC would, and he tells me that there was a 100 million yen deal around New Year's between the Yakuza and the Hong Kong Mafia. I head back to relay this to EY, but realize he's having a meeting with said Yakuza. Yikes. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 25th. Let's get going. I wake up to Futaba playing video games in my room, so after getting dressed, I join her.
Come on, stupid game. I've been waiting for 2 minutes already.
After a full day of fun, we head downstairs to enjoy some coffee. It's nice spending the day with family.
So good, but so good.
Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 26th. Let's get going. It's Monday, which means it's time for Dr. Maruki.
Shall we begin?
Today's topic of discussion is, oddly enough, the Phantom Thieves. Is he onto us? Apparently, as he seems to have made a connection between their methods and cognitive science. He asks me my thoughts on the method of stealing desires, and I point out that it's worded as if they're a physical thing. This gets his gears turning, and he thanks me by handing me some Phantom Thieves branded snacks. Hey, they owe me royalties for these. I head home just in time for dinner, and after our meal, Futaba walks herself back home, and Sojiro and I share a cup of coffee. Boss gives me a little insight into how he came to run LeBlanc, explaining that Futaba's mom is the one who came up with the recipe for the curry. You can really tell how much Sojiro misses Wakaba. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 27th. Let's get going. It's been a while, but I figure I should pay a visit to the doctor. No, not that one. I meet Takemi in Inokashira Park for a quick romp, and by romp, I mean laps around the lake. After completing my prescribed exercise for the day, I head to Shinjuku to meet up with Chihaya, who asks if we can talk. Like a sullen ex-girlfriend, Chihaya vents about the cruelty of fate, and how she always thought it could never be changed. But after meeting me, that belief has faltered. She also gives me a lore dump, revealing she's a little country bumpkin hidden beneath those starry eyes. She promises to forge her own path, without yielding to a perceived fate, but mentions offhandedly some kind of chairman. Chekhov, put that gun down. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 28th. Let's get going. After class, I realize today is one of those days where no one's available, so I call everyone to the hideout to finish up the palace. The back half of Okumura's palace is probably the weakest. The room designs are very samey, and the layouts are all over the place. The only thing of note besides the will seeds is Futaba's all-out attack. We make our way through the hydraulic press channel and waltz right into the dreaded airlock puzzle. On even has the balls to call it simple. Oh, come on! Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 29th. Let's get going. I need some therapy after the torture that was yesterday's palace, and I find myself in Dr. Maruki's office. Rather than hear my problems, he offers to treat me to a buffet as a way of saying thanks for helping with his research. Never one to turn down free food, I follow him there, and sit down to a smorgasbord. Before we can dig in, Maruki notices an old friend nearby, who sits down with us. This friend, Shibusawa, gives us a bit of insight into Maruki, mostly making it clear that he's always been a scruffy, scatterbrained hunk. He brings up Maruki's ex-girlfriend, and suddenly the mood shifts. I guess Maruki's single? Hey man, it's not the end of the world. After picking out at the buffet, I call everyone over to Penguin Sniper to play some darts, and max out Haru and Ryuji's baton pass ranks. Welcome to Persona Everyday. Today's September 30th. Let's get going. I get a text from the goth mommy, and she wants me to swing by the clinic after school. I arrive to discover that she's chatting with a patient about liking boys. After the girl leaves, Takemi thanks me one final time for helping her with her research, and says she hopes she was helpful to me.
For your escapades with the Phantom Thieves, I mean.
She figured out very easily that I'm a Phantom Thief. I guess my excuses weren't exactly perfect. She says she's not the type to go to the cops, though, and after granting me the ability to fuse Alice, sends me on my way. I head home to complete my day with two mommies, by calling Kawakami. She gives me a lore dump on why she's moonlighting as a maid. One of her past students that she was tutoring died in a car crash, and his parents are blackmailing her. Just stop paying, dumbass, you don't owe them anything.